Hey everyone, and welcome to the video. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you could do one thing for me, if you are not already, please hit the subscribe button down below. That helps me the most out of everything. I'm really trying to grow the channel, and if you watch the videos and you keep coming back and maybe you're not subscribed, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Like I said, that really helps. Thing number two, if you clicked on this video, if you found this video, chances are you're probably a jersey fan. If you are a jersey fan, maybe you collect jerseys. The best way you can support the channel other than subscribing is to actually go to coolhockey.com/post-to-post to find some awesome deals on Adidas jerseys. And that shows them that you just like our partnership. And I mean, if you guys aren't aware, I collect a lot of jerseys. So if you're not subscribed and you're looking for more jerseys and jersey content, this is the place to be. So thank you so much for joining me, and let's get into this. Now, I've been sent some absolutely incredible jersey designs, jersey concepts, uniform concepts. I'm going to go through them all in this video. Like the title says, like the thumbnail says, I've ranked them 31 to 1, my least favorite to favorite. That's the order that we're going to go through them. Liam sent these in. He's got everything. He sent me his link to all his work and this entire thing. If you want to go check it out for yourself and see higher image or high resolution images of these jerseys, that's linked down below in the description and as a pinned comment in this video. So definitely go check Liam's work out, and you'll see why coming up. Some of these are absolutely amazing. All right, let's get into this, and we'll start off with number 31. I've chosen the Chicago Blackhawks here, and overall, I actually quite like the whole uniform design, the jersey design. I think the decision with the logo to change it to an actual Blackhawk, the helicopter, the U.S. helicopter, military helicopter. I think it's considered military. Anyway, I think that maybe just throws it off a little bit for me. I actually love everything else that's going on, but the logo itself, I don't know. It feels almost like one of the NHL games generic logos that just kind of thrown in there. Now, usually that's not something that I would say because I love aviation. I'm huge into aviation. So anytime, even transportation in general. So any logo that has to do with transportation or aviation, I'm pretty happy about. But to me, the Chicago Blackhawks logo is just so iconic. Original six. I think this is just a little bit too far from me. Number 30, I've ranked the Nashville Predators, and although I do like some of the elements here, like if you're not aware, in the Nashville Predators jersey, there are lines in the numbers, quite like on this jersey, almost actually identical, and those lines bleed out into the arms, so it matches. I really like that a lot. I think for me, what I don't want to use the word ruin because it doesn't ruin it, but I find distracting is that the jersey almost gets cut off here and the rest is white. It kind of makes it look like a t-shirt a little bit for me. I think also I don't know if it's brown or it's almost like a chocolate, like a really chocolate brown. I don't think that speaks Nashville to me. Now, there are some radical designs in this entire video. You'll see some very interesting color choices, which I quite like. This one to me just isn't one, but that's an interesting logo. I would like to see that maybe on a different jersey concept because I think that logo has a lot of potential to look good on a different jersey. Number 29, I've put the Ottawa Senators, and although I do like the overall design, I like the O in the middle, and I like the stripes in behind, and the fact that the stripe doesn't go through the O and you can see it in the background because it would create a lot of busyness right in the middle behind the O. Everything would kind of clash, but I think that the pants being blue and then the jersey being black, I feel like they had a blue jersey, but maybe they weren't washed in time, so they decided to wear their black jersey instead. It just doesn't quite. I find it just clashes a little bit for me. But overall, it's a really interesting color choice here. You've got some Vancouver Canucks colors, which I think maybe some people will disagree with, but I actually don't. I don't hate it. I don't really hate any of these designs. I don't even dislike them. But they're all really interesting. They're all just fun to look at and kind of talk about. In 28th, I put the Dallas Stars, and absolutely nothing wrong with this design at all. I actually like the redo of the Dallas Stars logo. If you guys are followers of the channel, then you'll know that I'm a really big fan of the current Dallas Stars logo. So anything that kind of breaches that into something new, I'm pretty critical of. But I really like this. I think this is very well done. To me, overall, I think it's just a little bit too similar to their current jersey. And I think this is maybe an example of it's okay to disagree. Like I'm this is a subjective ranking. I'm not expecting people to agree with me. You should have your own ranking. There is no right or wrong, and I think a lot of people may have this one first because it is so similar, but with just some subtle changes. So similar to the current design, just with some subtle changes. 27, I've ranked the Carolina Hurricanes. I like the black shoulders, and huge, absolutely massive props to the number. If you look on the right side of the image, you can see the stall number there, the number 11. Just the rips that kind of go off, as if a hurricane's coming in. You know, it's really, really windy, and it's just ripping buildings off its foundation. Not that that's a good thing, but I understand, and it looks really good. For me, what loses me is the logo in the middle. I personally don't like that logo very much, but the rest of the jersey I have not really any issue with. Next, 26, the New York Rangers. There's something I really love about this jersey, and there's something that just kind of throws me off. But just in general, I like the whole jersey design as far as the color choices on the arms, the color choices of the jersey, and then the pants. I like that the gloves are white. I know maybe not everyone will like that, but I do. The thing that I love is the numbers, the inverse of numbers. Usually on the dark Rangers jersey, the white is the white is the stroke or the shadow, and then the red is the primary color. So I'm just looking off to my right there at my Ranger jersey. The thing that I like least about this is the logo itself. I understand what it means. I understand the relation, but to me, it just doesn't speak to Rangers. I don't know if it's because half of it's white and half of it's red, but I'm being super critical here. But that's kind of the point of this video. 25th, I've ranked the San Jose Sharks, and this is a very big step away from the current San Jose Sharks designs in history. Shades of the same color. I get it. I understand. I like the simplicity of the logo. You can see the S in there. You can see the J. But it just doesn't do it for me. I like the stroke of the orange in some instances. I like the font or the typography or whatever used for the number on the back. I like that. It kind of matches the front logo. So well done there. There's just something about it, though, that I can't justify ranking any higher than 25th. 24th, I put the Philadelphia Flyers. And this has shades of previous Flyers designs, but with a new take on it, and the logo is pretty clever. You can see again elements of the current Flyers logo, but put into this, but just it's a little bit more subtle. The end of the wing or the top, whatever, is mirrored on both sides. It kind of creates that a bird, and you get the bell in there with the crack. So I get the symbolism for Philadelphia. But what loses it for me, I think, is the dark numbers on the back. It just looks out of place, or I don't know. It just looks odd. I don't know if the stroke of the white is too thick, or the text the black isn't thick enough, or what. But it loses me a little bit there, and also the black that comes down from the collar or from the back of the neck down to contain the name. I think that it almost looks like a mini cape or something. I don't know. Number 23, my favorite team, the Montreal Canadiens, and I'm usually pretty critical of Montreal Canadiens designs, whether it's jersey, uniform, logo, whatever. And from a jersey perspective, from a uniform perspective, I actually quite like it. It's similar to the Montreal Canadiens' current jersey, but with just some subtle, really smart changes. The only critical thing that I could speak of is the logo itself. It's a little bit too thick. It's a thick boy. She's getting a little thick there on the right top, and I'm just personally not a fan of that. Number 22, you probably thought that I would rank the Colorado Avalanche a little bit higher, because I usually do in my rankings, because I'm such a big fan of their colors and their logo. And I love this jersey. I absolutely love it. The mountain range along the bottom that still has the shades of some of the Colorado colors. You get the burgundy in there, you get the light blue. And the socks are awesome. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the socks, but the socks here are freaking amazing. I love it. But the logo kind of loses me a little bit, some kind of like some of the other designs. It looks like an avalanche, or it's supposed to look like an avalanche. To me, it looks almost like water. And I don't know if my mind's playing tricks on me because of the color. I'm getting more of a light blue of actual, like actual water. But I think I don't know. It just loses me a little bit. But overall, I really like that jersey a lot. 21st, I put the Vancouver Canucks. So you get right away, you get the Vancouver Canucks colors. I think it all looks really, really good. It's just, I don't know if it's a little bit too busy for me or something, but down on like the bottom half of the arm and the bottom of the jersey, I think there's just a little bit too much striping going on. I love the number on the back. It has shades of the New York Rangers, so big props there. I like that. In 20th position, I put the St. Louis Blues, and I don't think there's anything specifically wrong with this. I would consider it maybe just like an average jersey in my opinion. I don't think anything is too distracting. I like the new interpretation of the logo. I like some of the design decisions, like having the stripe that kind of comes down and stops at those other stripes at a 90-degree angle. Nothing wrong with this at all. It's just not wooing me. 19, I put the Boston Bruins, and this is a pretty drastic change for Boston. We've got a color that I don't associate with the Boston Bruins, but it's not a wrong decision by Liam. I think it almost kind of works. I see Arizona Coyotes though, and I just look at this like really quickly. But I like the new interpretation of the Spoke to Be logo. I think that's very well done. I'm very hesitant of that color. It's like a desaturated rose or a burgundy or something. It's not bad. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. It's just I still need to process it, I think. Numbers 18, the Washington Capitals. I love that big white logo, that big white number on the back. I think it looks really, really good. The name it gets a little bit muddy because the blue is so dark on top of the red. Obviously it says Ovechkin, I know that, but I think maybe that should be white. It's a little busy on the front. Those white stripes, I think I'd probably remove. Otherwise, I really, really like that. I'm a big fan of that logo, as you guys know if you've been following the channel for a bit. I would love to see that become their main primary logo, maybe someday. Number 17, I've put the New York Islanders, and I think this is a design that the Islanders fans are either going to love or either going to hate. I'm not an Islanders fan. They're probably between 10 and 15 in my list of teams, but I quite like it for a couple of reasons, but there's just one thing that's preventing me from putting it anything higher. But I like that there's the symbolism crosses from the logo to the jersey. The new logo that's on this jersey has a bit of a swooping, almost wave look to it, which obviously makes sense. But then you get that swooping motion as well on the jersey. But it kind of just stops at the bottom of the jersey. It doesn't bleed down into the pants. And I mean, why would it? Most pants are a solid color, but it just, I don't know. I think you have the blue pants that kind of make up a square and into the jersey at a completely flat, and then you start to get flowing. So I don't know. It just doesn't totally work for me. I might want to see that bottom wave almost mirrored down on the pants or something. I can't really describe it, but it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. I mean, it's really good. I love the shoulders as well. Number 16, the Edmonton Oilers, and this is such a clever logo design. Liam absolutely knocked it out of the park with this logo. You can have the oil, whatever there, the derrick or the pump or whatever, and it makes the E for Edmonton. And the symbolism is there. It's exactly what the team is called. You get some of this football style stripes on the arms, which I think work quite well. I really like that. The colors are exactly what they should be, in my opinion. I prefer when Edmonton uses the darker blue, which they consider their third jersey, versus their primary orange dark jersey. So I like the decision here to go with the blue instead of the orange as the primary color. I think it's maybe a little bit too busy with the stripes, so that's really my only criticism here. And the logo from far might be a little bit too busy. Number 15, in the middle of the pack, the Detroit Red Wings, the team I'm wearing currently in this video. It's, again, kind of one of those logos that you really take a lot of risk if you're going to completely redesign. And it's not bad. It's not bad at all. In fact, I quite like it. And as a Red Wings fan, or as some Red Wings fans out there, I don't think that you guys are going to take kindly to this. I read all the comments from previous concept videos and rankings and stuff. You don't really touch this logo. So I think maybe Detroit fans will be overly critical on this, but regardless of the logo, the rest of the jersey design is actually phenomenal in my opinion. It's modern, but it's also like simple and and classic at the same time. I get kind of those same vibes from it. So really well done. I do like the logo. It's just odd for me not seeing this logo on there. Next in 14th is the Vegas Golden Knights. Now the pattern along the bottom of the jersey, which bleeds up from the pants, which was an awesome decision. I love that. And the pattern that's on the bottom here, if you've been to the T-Mobile Arena or seen pictures of the T-Mobile Arena or have had any exposure with imagery or video from the T-Mobile Arena, you will recognize that right away. So really good that you included it in there. It almost gives it like a toy castle kind of feel, though. I almost feel like this is almost like a kiddish or a kid design, and that's not, I don't really mean that in a negative way. It's just I find it almost distracting a little bit, or I don't want to use the word cheesy because cheesy's not. I don't mean cheesy, but I don't know. There's just something going on there. I like the fact that you chose the secondary logo as the primary logo here with just some subtle changes. I quite like that, and again, I'm being superly overly critical for the only reason as to rank these, so don't be too offended. Number 13, the the New Jersey Devils. I like this logo a lot. It's close to what they have now, but it's completely different at the same time, if that makes sense. It's simple. It almost looks like a fishhook a little bit, and maybe it's supposed to look like that. But I see, the devil's tail there a little bit. But I mean, New Jersey is on the coast, so maybe that is what Liam's going for here a little bit. But I see that hook, and that hook kind of reminds me of the fisherman from the Islanders, kind of logos from previous years. So it's clashing a little bit, but just in general, I do like the logo. I like the jersey. I like the decision for the black along the top of the shoulders. Next up, number 12, the Calgary Flames, and I can just see Kale watching this video. Kale, if you're at home watching this video, I can see you swearing at this because you don't like that specific retro style. But guess what, Kale? I do. I love it. I hope to have this jersey in my collection someday. But Liam's taken this jersey and added some new elements to it. He's changed the C to a completely new modern C, but it's also very simple at the same time, which stands true to the current Calgary Flames logo. Now, if you look at the top of the C, and I don't know if my memory is serving me correctly, but the top of that C looks like the back of the horse head kind of hair that kind of went back, or flames went back on the previous jerseys that they used a decade ago or whatever, with that, the horse head jersey. So I like that he's brought that into this logo, into this modern logo, and you still get that C on there. So just a really nice job here. Number 11, probably the most controversial jersey or uniform design in here. This is completely different. This is completely different than anything that the Ducks have used in the past, and I think that's why I like it. But it's kind of one of those uniforms that I kind of just have to sit back and just be like, I need to look at this for a while, and that's what I've done. And I still just kind of want to stand here and look at this. But it's got Green Bay Packers vibes a little bit for me. I like the color combination a lot. I like that the primary color is green. I'm not used to seeing Anaheim in a primary green uniform like this, at least. And the new logo, the head of the duck makes up the negative space of the D. I think it's just a brilliant design. It's modern, but it's also really simple at the same time. And I don't mean simple in a bad way. I mean it in a very positive way. I think he really knocked it out of the park here, but it's almost a little bit too different. My mind, again, is just still kind of getting used to it. The Buffalo Sabres I've ranked in 10th. Big fan of this design. Two minor gripes. I don't know if I like the yellow helmet and the yellow pants, but the rest of it is almost perfect. I love that secondary logo or the tertiary logo, whatever level of logos that they use, the B with the saber going through it. Huge fan of that. Very simple logo, but still the symbolism is there. I like the decision. Like this next decision is absolutely brilliant. Slicing the number and slicing the C. I don't know if you can see the C for the captain there, to make it look like it's been sliced by the saber or by the sword or whatever. So smart. So smart. I absolutely love it. It's just such a simple decision, but one that works, in my opinion. I just think it's brilliant. It makes the jersey unique. It adds a little bit of edginess to it. Very well done. Next, number 9, and maybe probably the decision that most people will call me crazy for, is this completely different color combination of the Florida Panthers. You get a bit of the red in there, but it's almost changed, at least on my screen, to more of a burgundy. And the gold that's been implemented in here. Now, the Florida Panthers do use a bit of gold, but not this much. I'm not used to seeing this much of that color in their design. Now, we have a new logo in the middle. I'm actually okay with that. I have no issues whatsoever with the logo itself. The thing that I would change, and this is, again, really nitpicky, is the striping along the arms that has that gold does not match the stripe in the middle of the jersey. And I'd like to see that become white. It would also help the numbers, it would help the numbers on the arm stand out a little bit more. But I get some football vibes from this. I know there's an NFL team that kind of uses this color scheme, and I think maybe that's why. And it's just so strange to see this color relationship here on a hockey jersey. Number 8, I've chosen the Minnesota Wild, and again, just some smart, subtle decisions here. Removal of the red from the Minnesota Wild colors, which I'm a big fan of. I don't really like the Christmas color association that goes on in the current Minnesota Wild theme. It's not terrible, but it's not. I think it could be better. But anyways, 2 shades of green here. And white, so you're going to see white on a lot of jerseys. That's almost expected. But the 2 shades of green that he chose is a very foresty combination. I think it's a really, really smart design, and even just subtle things in this jersey, like the little thing that makes up the eye in the logo. He's taken that and he's put it on the arm and the stripe and made it a little bit bigger, just to add just a little bit more pop. So I'm a big fan of this uniform in that jersey. Number 7, I put the Columbus Blue Jackets, and this is, I think, a really close to perfect Columbus Blue Jackets design. The pants, or maybe I don't know if it's the pants or the bottom of the jersey. Maybe the bottom of the jersey. I think if that wasn't as thick, I might like it a little bit more. But everything else about the jersey, I quite like. The arms are beautiful. With, I believe those are called chevrons. From my last video, someone commented and told me the name. The shoulders are brilliant. I like the cannon logo. You know, guys know if you've followed the channel, I'm a big fan of that cannon. Yeah, just, again, not really a lot to complain about here. It's just a fantastic design. Number 6, the LA Kings. And, okay, we got the colors. This isn't the best LA Kings jersey concept that I've seen, or uniform concept, but it's really good in my opinion. You've got the exact colors that I want. You've got the crown logo. You're paying homage to the original team. I love it. It gets a little bit busy for me in the arms, but otherwise, it's a really nice design. Number 5, and this is a really bold design, and I love it. If you're familiar with the Arizona State flag, you will know exactly why Liam chose this color scheme. I thought it was a really, really smart decision. Now, the logo itself, it almost looks like the outline of Arizona State, and you might think that if you're not familiar with it, but that's actually not the outline of Arizona State. Arizona State is really, it's completely flat along the top, and then on the right-hand side of the state is completely flat at 90 degrees, so the state kind of goes like this, and along the bottom it starts to go at 90 degrees, but then it banks up and there's some jittery edges over there on the left. But I don't care that the outline doesn't match the actual state outline because of what it leads your mind into. And your mind, if you haven't seen it already, you can see the coyote there. The top right of that logo is the mouth near the kind of the where the V, the inside of the V, close to the cactus. That's the mouth. The sun makes up the eye. Then you have elements of actually Arizona in the middle of the logo. You have the cactus or the cacti. You have the sunset. Sunsets are beautiful in Arizona. If you haven't been, when you visit someday, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And they also have the Grand Canyon, or elements of Arizona and the Grand Canyon in the background there. I think this is just such a smart logo design. Specifically, I would give it absolutely full props. If this was strictly a logo design, this might be number 1. The rest of the jersey, it's pretty in your face, this color combination, but I just think this is just a really, really good decision. Number 4, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and you have a really desaturated blue or a light blue used here. I think that's an awesome decision. I love that. I'm a big advocate of Tampa Bay going to a different design of some kind, and then you get the lightning coming down that starts at the neck and comes down. I like that. I like seeing that bolt in there big. I'm okay with him keeping the same basic logo that they use now. And then the thing that you may not notice right away is at the back of the neck, at the top of the back of the jersey. He's chosen to put the state flag of Florida there at the top, but changed the colors so they match the rest of the jersey. And if you're familiar with the Florida Panthers jerseys, I don't actually have one here next to me, or I'd show you, but they actually have the state flag on the shoulders, so pretty cool that he included that again on the jersey, just in a different spot. Number 3, I put the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I'm not a hater of a lot of the Pittsburgh Penguins jerseys or concepts. I prefer the Penguins jerseys to be black being the primary color. So right away I really like this concept. I love the arm decision. I like that they're at an angle. I like that you have some white in there. I like that you have some gold in there. I'm okay with the gold collar. You kind of went back to that, not original Pittsburgh Penguins logo, but the one that when I think Pittsburgh Penguins, I think early 90s. I grew up in the 90s, and I really kind of gravitate to that logo. I love that logo, but it's not the exact same. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit more modern. So I think this is very close to the perfect Pittsburgh Penguins jersey design. I'm a big fan of it. Number 2, I put the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is a painful thing to do as a Montreal Canadiens fan, to put anything to do with Toronto Maple Leafs this high, but I think that this is an outstanding Toronto Maple Leafs jersey, or uniform design, specifically jersey. But the logo, you think about when someone creates a new logo, it has for it to be really meaningful and to work, in my opinion, it almost has to have a relation with the team name and the city. So currently, the Toronto Maple Leafs obviously use a leaf as their logo. This is a little bit different, but then you get the silhouetted leaf along the right hand of that T. Just an awesome decision there. So the Maple Leaf represents the Leafs. The Maple Leaf also represents Canada. They're in Canada. And the T obviously represents Toronto. But you get very classic nostalgia throwback vibes a little bit to the, I think, 76 to 81 Team Canada jersey. Obviously that was red, but and it's not the same, but that's kind of the feeling that I get. I think it's a really simple, smart jersey design. I love it. And first overall, I put the Winnipeg Jets. Now, again, there's a lot of symbolism in logos, and for me, and maybe this wasn't intentional, but for me, when I look at that logo, it says a lot. It says, I mean, they're not called the Winnipeg Jet, they're called the Winnipeg Jets. And the fact that he took a jet and kind of split it in two almost makes it look like 2 jets. And when you think of a hockey team, well, there's not just one person, there's more than one person. So, yeah, there should be the Jets. It's a collection. It's a group of people. It's a group of jets. So I kind of like that. Even if it was intentional or unintentional, it doesn't really matter. That's kind of what I see. That's what it means to me, and that holds a lot of value to me. And then you see the Jets there in the middle, and you see the streaks. The movement. It's got movement. This, to me, this has everything, because the rest of the jersey, the rest of the uniform, stays true to the Winnipeg Jets colors, the dark blue, the light blue, and with the new logo, the same colors. The striping is completely fine. I have no issues with the striping. I just think this is a really good rendition of a possible new logo and jersey design. Love it. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. Like I said, this is not a ranking that I think is right or wrong. This is a subjective ranking. This is my ranking. If you don't know what subjective means, please go look up the definition. There seems to be a lot of comments of people just some of the comments are just ridiculous. Like, there is no right or wrong. You're allowed to have your own opinion. You're allowed to rank these differently than me. It doesn't mean that I'm the worst person in the world because I ranked a certain jersey a certain place. But anyways, thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I said at the beginning, if you're not subscribed, I would love it if you could hit the subscribe button down below. That would be a huge help. And if you're watching this as this video comes out, there are a couple days left where you could win this jersey. So a couple days ago, I announced that I'm going to be giving away this Edmonton Oilers jersey. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so and go back a couple days and see the video where I announced about giving this away. All the instructions of how you can win it are in there, and basically all you need to do is join Discord and send me a video. But there's more instructions in that video, and like you said, it's an Adidas size 52 official Talbot Edmonton Oilers jersey. If you want to win that, yeah, there's a couple days left. So thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave a like down below if you did like this video. That lets me know that, hey, we want to see more jersey concept videos. And guess what? A lot of people have sent me some concepts, so we're going to see a lot of NHL ranking of concept jerseys and logos and all that good stuff. So hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Adios.